So we looked at domain and range with ordered pairs. The domain was the x values, the range was the y values. So we're actually looking at the domain and range with graphs now, and it's the same thing basically, only it's looking at the entire graph. So the domain is the x values of the graph, or how far your graph goes from left to right, and the range is the y values of the function, or how far it goes up and down. So the questions say find the domain and range of the function, and they want you to give the answers in interval notation. So if you look at number 4, the domain, again, I'm only concerned with left and right. How far left does this function go? How far to the right does this function go? And you'll see that this function goes as far left as 4. And because we have a closed dot there, it's going to be a bracket. And how far right does this function go? This function goes as far right as 8. But it's an open dot, which means it doesn't quite reach 8. So that's going to be 8 with a parentheses. Now the range is concerned with how far up and down the function goes. So I'm looking at up and down. So we start with down. How far down does the function go? It goes down to 2 here. And it doesn't quite reach it because it's an open dot. So it'll be parentheses 2. And then how far up does the function go? It goes all the way up to 8. And it does reach it here because it has a closed dot. So that'll be 8 with a bracket. Number 5, this one has an arrow, so we do need to be careful because that means it will continue forever. So my domain, if I'm looking from left to right, how far left does this function go? Well, it keeps going forever to the left, so that's negative infinity. And we always put a parentheses around negative infinity. And then how far to the right does this go? This goes all the way to the right, or all the way to 1. And it actually reaches 1 because it's a closed dot there. So it's 1 with a bracket. The range, that's concerned with up and down. So I no longer care about left and right, I only care about up and down. So how far down does this function go? Well, it doesn't get any further than the axis here, or 0. So it's going to be 0 with a bracket. And then how far up does this function go? Well, because this is on a diagonal, this will continue to go up as well as to the left. So what that means is that this is going to go to infinity. So it will continue to go up as far as possible. Okay, lastly, number 6, my domain, I want to go left to right. So how far left does this function go? It goes to negative 3. How far right does this function go? It goes to 2. With a open dot, so that means it's a parentheses. With range, how far down does this function go? It goes down to negative 5. And it does reach it, so it is going to be a brackets. And then how far up does this function go? This goes as far up as 4. And it does reach it, so it's going to be a bracket. And that'll be our answer.